Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Adamoose, and in this video, we're going to be doing one of those good old top 5 tier lists. Today, we're going to be going over the top 5 junglers in the current preseason meta. Keep in mind that any top 5 list will be opinion based. I do use stats such as win rate and ban rate to influence my picks, but numbers do not tell the full story. If these picks are different from what yours would be, feel free to leave your respective top 5 lists in the comments below. With all that being said, let's hop into the content. Enjoy the video. Before we hop into the top 5 junglers, I'll just list a couple of honorable mentions who are extremely close to pushing some of the others out of the top tier. If this video was made on the last patch, Hecarim would have made the top 5. He got slightly nerfed on patch 10.24, which makes him just fall short. He's still extremely powerful and an amazing all-around pick with fast clears, good ganks, and very strong item synergies. Next would be Rek'Sai, particularly with Prowler's Claw. Rek'Sai did not make the list due to how she's a bit one-dimensional compared to the others. This by no means makes her weak, since Prowler's Claw allows Rek'Sai to pretty much get an extra tunnel off. The synergy is definitely what Rek'Sai needed to gain traction in the meta. Lilia is another really strong pick, but only in the right hands. In high elo, Lilia is doing very well as the best AP carry jungler. The problem is that in low elo, Lilia's win rate is horrible, and for that reason, she did not make the list. The last two honorable mentions would be Skarner and Rammus. These two picks did not make the list for a similar reason. They're just very situational based on the enemy team comp. Skarner is an absolute monster into immobile carries with his ultimate. The Season 11 items are actually much better on him since he can change up his build from full tank to bruiser depending on the game. If every game the enemy team comp would be stacked with heavy AD, Rammus would be in the top 5. Unfortunately, that's not the case, so I have to leave Rammus out. With that being said, always keep Rammus in mind in champ select since he can give you a massive draft advantage in the right situation. Now let's start at number 5, Amumu. Now some people might be mad that he's not right up there at the top. Amumu was giga broken for some time last week, but after he got toned down last patch, Amumu is much more manageable to play against. The Sad Mummy is still omega strong in late game teamfights with the massive CC that he brings, so I had to keep him in the top 5. In lower elos, Amumu gets even more value since his kit is so easy to play, and he scales so well when there are non-stop ARAM teamfights. The real weakness that Amumu has is his weak early game, which is why he can't be higher than number 5 in my books. Amumu can be easily abused early game by more experienced junglers, which can lead to some FF15s. I don't want to be a downer on the already sad Mummy's parade, but I think his hype is a bit inflated by the win rate he has in elos plat and below. With all that being said, Amumu is still top tier with how strong his Sunfire plus Demonic Embrace item build is. If you've not tried it out, I highly recommend giving it a shot. Next in line, my personal favorite champ, Graves. Just like in Season 10, Graves is a top tier pick due to how versatile he is. Opposite to Amumu, Graves is actually a better pick the higher elo that you go. The reason I cannot put him higher on the list is because of the extremely high game knowledge and precision you need to make Graves work compared to some of the other OP picks. The item choices for Graves are pretty wide open in the preseason as well. I've seen everything from full lethality with Eclipse to Immortal Shield Bow with Crit. Since a lot of people are testing all the different new item choices, Graves is not seeing as high of a win rate compared to the other picks. Take it as you will, Graves is still a top tier pick in high elo since he is very hard to take advantage of at any point in the game. He does it all. Invades, farms, duels, and has very high carry potential. If you're looking for a pick that you'd like to spend a lot of time playing and learning about, Graves is definitely ranked in the top 5 junglers so far in Season 11 for me. Number 3, Kha'Zix. I have a love-hate relationship with the space bug Kha'Zix. I love when I'm playing him, and I hate playing against him. Based on purely carry potential, I would rate Kha'Zix number 1. Due to factors such as high skill cap and also how he can get countered by some of the meta champs, I decided to put Kha'Zix comfortably at number 3. The main reason Kha'Zix has such a high ban rate in the preseason is due to the new Duskblade. The invisibility you get synergizes perfectly with your passive Unseen Threat. This allows you to go around killing people and going invisible, giving the enemy actually zero counterplay when you one-tap their entire backline. Kha'Zix can actually make very good use of the bruiser items like Gore Drinker and Ravenous Hydra with his Conqueror build as well. In my own games, if I'm not first pick, I just ban Kha'Zix, since if he gets a couple early kills on your teammates, the game becomes quickly unplayable. Since Kha'Zix does have a weak early game before you get your evolves, I decided to place Ka slightly below the top 2 picks since they're really on another level. Number 2 on my list goes to Nunu and Willump. First off, his win rate is off the charts, currently sitting at almost 55%, which is completely insane. Nunu outclasses all the other tanks since he has pretty OP ganks with his snowball as early on as level 2. Nunu does not lack strength at any point in the game since he can always be a reliable engage and frontline. Nunu is also a strong pick in both low and high elo. With a low skill floor and a high skill ceiling, this champ is easily played at a decent level and can be extremely potent with a high level of mastery. You can play aggressively with a heavy ganking style, an objective focus style with your consume, or even a farming style since you scale very well. In my opinion, Nunu was already a super strong pick in Season 10, and that just got even more impressive with the new Sunfire Aegis. Nunu uses it amazingly, and has a wide array of item choices such as Deadman's Plate, Spirit Visage, Force of Nature, and Stone Plate, which make him pretty unkillable in teamfights. Now you may ask, with all these great traits and high win rate, why is Nunu not number 1? Well, that's because Nunu gets hard countered by the best pick of the preseason. Number 1, Kayn. Well, that settles it. Kayn is my number 1 jungle pick for preseason 11. Kayn has the highest win rate, pick rate, and ban rate of all junglers. Numbers aside, Kayn just straight up counters the tank meta with his red form Rost. You pretty much become an unkillable god once you hit your form, which leaves tank players with basically zero counterplay once you transform. Previously in Season 11, early game junglers could take advantage of Kayn, which made him a bit inconsistent. This season, Kayn not only does not have to worry about the early game jungle items, but he's actually one of the best users with the new items. Core Drinker Kayn is one of the most busted things I've seen. You queue into the enemy team, activate Gore Drinker, shred everyone, and heal a boatload. Since bruisers and tanks are so prominent in the meta, Red Kayn, which is a natural counter to these champs, has just been thriving. Just like Nunu, Kayn is pretty easy to play at a decent level and can have an extremely high skill cap with enough champion mastery, making him the best low elo and high elo pick. If you're looking for a pick to 1v9 on, Kayn is the go-to. He's strong at all points in the game and scales extremely well. I expect Kayn to get toned down due to how oppressive he is in the later stages in the game. He pretty much has no weaknesses as of now, which is why he's clearly the best jungler in the preseason. That will do it for my top 5 preseason jungle champion tier list. If you enjoyed, it helps me out so much if you could like the video and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell if you want to stay up to date with my posts. I pretty much upload gameplay videos daily. I'll be making a ton of Season 11 content for you guys in the upcoming weeks. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Peace out.